team. After reading The Fox and the Crow, you're going to answer these questions, and I just want to go through them with you so that you can think about how to best answer each question. The people who have been watching these videos have been getting better scores because they are able to think about how to best answer each question. Okay, looking at number 1. What animal does the fox see on the limb of a tree? Easy. It told you in the text. Go find it, click the answer. If you don't know this yet, you didn't read yet, go listen to the story. Then find the answer that matches what the text told you. The most exciting or important part of a story is the climax. What is the climax of this story? Well, they already told us what a climax is. It's the most exciting or most important part. So when you read this story, what was the most exciting and most important part? I'm not sure which of these is the most important, but I do know they were all true. So what you're going to need to do is you're not going to need to find the one that was true. You're going to need to find the one that was the most exciting or the most important to the story. And you read this story or you listened to it, so you know what was the most exciting or the most important part. The crow does not trust the fox at first. What evidence in the text supports this statement? Okay, this is a question that is telling me information. They are reminding me that the crow didn't trust the fox at first. And because I read the story, I know the crow didn't trust the fox at first. Then they say, what evidence in the text supports this? We're very good at this. One of these sentences needs to prove the crow didn't trust the fox at first. So I'm going to read it and then ask myself, does that mean he doesn't trust him? Read it. Does that mean he doesn't trust him? Read it. Does that mean he doesn't trust him? So read each one and think which one actually means the crow doesn't trust the fox. Which one would you do if you didn't trust someone? Which one makes sense for not trusting the fox? The fox compliments the crow only because he wants the cheese. What evidence in the text supports this conclusion? Okay, same kind of question. They're telling us something, and they're telling us that the fox compliments the crow only because he wants the cheese. So when he's really nice to the crow and says nice things, he's only doing it to get the cheese. So which sentence, A, B, C, or D, proves to me that the only reason the fox complimented was because he wanted the cheese? What is the theme of this story? Ms. Pugh talked about this in the other video. When you read this story, that's something you think about the whole time. It's kind of like your main idea, but it's a much shorter version. It's like, what was the point of this story? Which one of these sentences describes the whole story and why it was written? A lot of times it talks about the lesson, especially when we read a fable. So because this was a fable, we're kind of picking out the lesson that was learned from reading this story. Read these sentences from the text. What a charming creature she is, said the fox. How her feathers shine. What a beautiful form and what splendid wings. Such a wonderful bird should have a very lovely voice, since everything else about her is so perfect. Could she sing just one song? I know I should hail her queen of birds. Listening to these flattering words, the crow forgot all her suspicion and also her breakfast. Okay, based on the evidence, what are flattering words? So we need to think about what the fox was saying. All of these words is what the fox said. And we need to think why they're saying that these words are flattering. What are flattering words? What words was fox using to talk about crow? And whatever words the fox was using made crow forget about her suspicion, which means she was no longer suspicious. She kind of forgot that she was like, I don't trust this fox guy. She forgot about that because she felt so good about all these compliments. So what are flattering words? What are all the things that fox said? And which one of these is what fox was using? Was he using insults and rude names, compliments and praise, suggestions and advice, or warnings and alerts? And I think I accidentally just said the word because all of these things are flattering words, which is the same as one of these choices. Read these sentences from the text. Okay, it's the same sentences we just read, so we can listen to them again by clicking the listening button. And then it says, how could the last sentence be rewritten without changing its meaning? So this wants us to decide, when it says something about rewriting something without changing its meaning, it means how can you write this last sentence in your own words or in different words while it still means the same exact thing? So we should read this last sentence. Could she sing just one song? I know I should hail her queen of birds. What does that actually mean? If she could sing just one song, I know I should hail her queen of birds. I mean, that kind of sounds like what he was talking about. Could she sing just one song? I know I should hail her queen of birds. If she could sing just one song, I would call her the queen of birds. So if she does it, I will call her that. So Fox is saying if Crow sings a song, then Fox will call her queen of birds. Or before she could sing just one song, I know I should hail her queen of birds. Is that what this meant? That before she could sing just one song, I would call her that? Or never could she sing just one song. I know I should hail her queen of birds. Or could she sing just one song instead? So this question is asking you, like, what does this sentence actually mean? What does this sentence actually mean? And what it really means is that Fox is telling Crow, you're beautiful, you're amazing, everything you do is perfect. If you could just sing one song, I would call you the queen of birds. So only one of these matches because it's what I just said. And the other three, like before and never and could she sing instead, truly don't match what this is saying about could she sing just one song. I know I should hail her queen of birds. They also said this kind of funny. And the reason they're asking about it is because it is a little bit funnily worded. So, like, they worded it in an unusual way. So they're asking you, do you understand what this means when you think about it and you think about what's happening in the story? What happens to the cheese when the crow opens her beak? Go find it in the text. It told you that. When the crow opens her beak, the cheese, blah, blah, blah. The text, blah, blah, blah. Explain why the crow opens her beak. Go find it in the text. It also wants you to give evidence, so go find it. The crow opens her beak because blah. It told you in the text, go find it. Then say, in the text it says blah, 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 blah. Explain whether the fox or the crow is more responsible for the crow losing the cheese. All right, so this is where you need to think about the story, but you also need to use your own brain and make a choice. Was it the fox's fault that the crow lost the cheese, or was it the crow's fault that the crow lost the cheese? Who is responsible? Now, they said who's more responsible. So they're saying they're both responsible for the crow losing the cheese. But was it more on the fox or was it more on the crow? Was it fox or crow's fault more? Who is more responsible for losing the cheese? Which means whose fault was it more? And then it wants you to use evidence. So you would say, like, I think crow is more responsible for losing the cheese because crow, blah, blah, blah. Or I think fox is more responsible for losing the cheese because he told crow, blah, blah, blah. Do your best.